It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. She off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Can in the touchlight every corner. Oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. Please let me know if you can hear this audio loud and clear, by the way. Merry Christmas. Thank you very much. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. So we're just going to talk generally about 2021 and those hunted down by the tyrannical regime of Buhari's in Nigeria. So those who have been the victims and then they are sacrificed while the rest of us are with our families right now. Many people are hauled into different dungeons, into different jailhouses illegally by this tyrannical government. I think we should talk about them. Share the broadcast if you can.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube, bàbá gbé wúrẹ́, ijó ìgbádìyẹ,
Thank you very much. It is good to see all of you, or it is good to be here today, the 25th of December 2021, on a Christmas day. So it's a good thing. And Merry Christmas to all of you. So we are going to make this interesting somehow, because it's like, as you all know, Maiyegun's diary, political. Maiyegun's diary, where we keep all the record, right, for reference purposes and then educational purposes only. Political. How everything that is wrong with Nigeria, right, leads to the political choices that different generation of Nigerians have adopted. So, Maiyegun, keeping the diary of political happenings, the abracadabra, and every other manipulation in the book. That is why we are here. So today, we are going to do it like a recap. A lot happened in 2021. Before you get yourself ready for 2022, let's remember those they want us to forget, those they have managed to blacklist in their media in Nigeria, what they stand for, what they were standing for, what they are being persecuted for, and how far has the story gone? I mean, how far is the struggle? I think we should review. That's what we're going to do this afternoon. So, as the two prominent, freedom fighters, among others, are currently languishing in illegal detention, starting with that of Nnamdi Kanu. They kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu, something considered to be an illegal act of extraordinary rendition that involved two African states, Nigeria and Kenya. And they then kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu back to Nigeria, declared war on the people of Eastern Nigeria, and many people have been killed. So far, they are still being killed for that act this 2021. I'm going to touch them one by one as much as I can remember. For Oloye Sunday Igboho, they unleashed the same, the same violence on him. This 2021, he was attacked. The plan was to get him assassinated, killed, so that whatever it is that is, encouraging the Yorubas, especially the young Yorubas, standing up to begin to ask questions about the existence or involvement of the Yoruba people with Nigeria, questioning whatever arrangement they said couldn't be touched. So, kill Igboho and you will kill all of this agitation. So they went for him. They couldn't kill him. They were unable to kill him. And I'll say something on that too, as part of our reminder today, especially for some of you who out of ignorance or by choice chose to side with the murderous system in Nigeria against people seeking justice where injustice has become law and act in Nigeria. Out of ignorance, you expected them to kill Igboho then. Some of you were like, what do you call it? Some of you were like, Shebi, the guy said he had jars. Why didn't he disappear? Why didn't he kill those who came to attack him and the rest of that? But let me tell you something today, right? Number one, Igboho committed no crime. There should never have been any reason for whatsoever, no decision, under no circumstance, right? He committed no crime, he's committed no offense. Therefore, there is no point in him harming himself to want to fight a war with the government. He's committing a crime against. He's committed no crime. So they came in the middle of the night, government agents who came to kill. Now, what would have happened that night or that morning is this, right? If Igboho had decided to respond back when they attacked his house, two things would have happened. One, all of those who came to attack his house, they are likely never going to return complete. That is guaranteed. And also, if that happens, it simply means, you see all those 12 people, they killed 2 people inside Igboho's house. The 12 people they kidnapped, which they claim to have arrested in the middle of the night. They would have massacred them, slaughtered them in the name of because Igboho shot back at them. Nobody shot at them. They came in the middle of the night with the information given to them by those who are closer to Oloye Sunday Igboho. And when they came, it was to kill him. For what? For standing up for the forgotten people of northern part of Oyo State, Igogon, Ibarakpa, Ayete, and all those environs who have become victims of Fulani terrorism. That was his offense. He rose up and he said, people will defend themselves. Yoruba should stand up and defend ourselves. Then they killed 2 people in his house. That happened in 2021. So let's review them all. And then maybe we can remind those who stand to benefit in the incarceration of these people. And maybe so far so good. They can now realize that keeping them in jail won't really change the people's mind towards what they feel towards Nigeria. In fact, it actually makes them even feel worse for Nigeria. So what is Nnamdi Kanu's offense? They said he talks tough. He talks tough. When they were so scared of him the first time, when he was in Nigeria, they kidnapped him in his hotel room in Lagos. Then they took him to Abuja, denied that they had him. So when they checked and they couldn't find any traces of, weapon of mass destruction, as they claimed, after 2 years of holding him, they later said they only found a radio, Biafra, in his pockets. That is the weapon that threatened Nigeria to deny him his own human rights, called him a criminal, and treated him like he's nobody. When they had nothing on him, they finally agreed to let him go in order to set him up to be killed. Just 4 or 5 months after the fraudulent bail condition they gave to him, they sent the military after him, kill him, and kill everybody that tried to stop you from killing him. That was the first time. Meanwhile, the genesis of all of this comes from the imbalance, injustice that has become the state policy in Nigeria. Over time, we have made people realize that the marginalization of Nigerians in Nigeria cut across all tribes, ethnic, religion, it doesn't really spare anyone. That if we all pay attention very well, very, very well, we will see through this imbalance from the lens, from our own lenses, not theirs. Because from our own lenses is where we call where the shoe pinches. You who wears the shoe know where it pinches you, don't you? Right? So that simply means that if we all see it alike, there will be nobody from any part of Nigeria that will be against agitation for Biafra. There will be nobody from any part of Nigeria that will be against agitation for Yoruba nation. If all of us can see through the lens of the marginalization, if we can see through it from the unbiased lens, let me use that, the unbiased lens of our victim, because we are all victims of the same marginalization. Politicians will tell you these people are more marginalized than the others. But if you pay attention very well, you realize that it is either the rest of Nigeria demand for a renegotiation, rearrangement of what they currently call the structure of Nigeria. It doesn't work in favor or in support or in any interest of all of you. It works in the interest of those who will kill to keep it going, same way. So it would have made sense. But because Nigeria is Nigeria, my friend, the enemy of my friend is my enemy. the friend of my enemy is my enemy, or enemy of my enemy is my friend, kind of, which has now brought us to this level where they divide and rule that they used to hide before Buhari. They couldn't hide it because, listen, the imbalance in Nigeria comes from the resources that has, they call it mega resources, which is plundered, looted, and whatever remnants they left behind is not even enough to care for the people they claim to love. The people of Yoruba land, from time immemorial. Yes, we know that many people who became prominent today, or who have been prominent for the last decade or 2 decades, yeah, they became prominent, popular, simply because they were projecting the agenda of the Yoruba people in the in this same context of Yorubas are marginalized, Yorubas want to control our resources, Yorubas want to do this, Yorubas want a restructuring, all this kind of stuff. Many people became popular because of that. Some of these old guys, some of these who became appointees of political office holders in Yoruba land, bloggers, columnists, and the rest of them, journalists, they were pro-Yorubas in their write-ups and in their presentations until now. So, if, for example, if the imbalance in Nigeria is something that everybody who knows agreed that everybody should come together and discuss, in the first place, there will be no reason for any government in Nigeria to declare war on an ethnic group, which is part and parcel of that component called Nigeria. You won't have the audacity to wage such war. But because people benefit from this, somehow they do, and the people who benefit from it are not me and you. And that's why there seems to have a sort of a consensus, a consensus on those they considered as threats to their access to this cookie jar called Nigeria. And they come from the east, they come from the west. Yorubas would have rallied around Igboho. When I say the Yorubas, majority of those who say they are Afenifere, those who claim to be the Yoruba Omoluabi, this or that, name it. Ordinarily, if Nigeria was to be a real place, they would have rallied around Sunday Igboho. It would have become their own fight. The fight that says the imbalance in Nigeria gave birth to Igboho. The imbalance in Nigeria gave birth to Nnamdi Kanu. That after the civil war, that Nigeria should have learned from what could be the catastrophic results of marginalizing any part of that country for whatever reason. But Nigeria didn't learn. And because Nigeria didn't learn, 50 years after that, the same injustice that led to the first civil war gave birth to Nnamdi Kanu. And the same path that finally led to civil war, the same path that they took then, which led to civil war, is the same path the criminals that fought the civil war, who is now in charge of Nigeria, is the same path they are going now. But this 2021 also kind of, taught me something. It means that sometimes those who are choosing, those who have this kind of a calling, the calling to face a dragon, a murderous, bloody dragon called Buhari. To them, they seems to probably, if I want to be right, knowing the enormosity of what they are taking on and the character they are actually challenging and what he is capable of doing, I want to believe that majority of them, or let me even put it this way, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, And somebody like Oloye Sunday Igboho, I haven't spoken to Nnamdi Kanu on the phone before, never spoken to him, ever. But I've spoken to Oloye Sunday Igboho many times. I'm talking about when conversation gets to one-on-one, and people say, Igboho told me, said, if this leads to them killing me, so be it. I have lived a wonderful life. I have done the best I could do for people. I have helped those I could help. I have defended those I could defend. I have offended people I could offend. And I've been forgiven by so many people that people never believed they could forgive me. So I have lived a wonderful life. All I wanted to see is a place where people are no longer victims of kidnappings, or people who have to normalize being kidnapped and paying ransom. So Maiyegun, if they kill me for this, so be it. And I've never really seen, and I've heard Nnamdi Kanu say that many times too. He's been interviewed many times, and he said, listen, we know the character of people we are dealing with. These are the guys that will kill you rather than have a talk with you. They don't want to sit down with you. They know what they are doing. They know that the only way the system can remain this way, or they can continue to benefit from the system, is to stifle out any kind of opposition to whatever it is happening now. Because the northern Nigeria wants the political elite from northern Nigeria, they want the rest of northern Nigeria to believe that they will never survive a month if Nigeria break up. So if anybody is coming up to say they want to break up Nigeria, they are automatically the enemies of the progress of the people of the north. Then people are now saying, if this has been a blessing for being part of Nigeria, how come the northern Nigeria is now compared to Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria? If being part of Nigeria has been a blessing. So it's always been like that, right? Now, recently they said they just discovered oil. So they discovered oil in Bauchi and Gombe. There has been endless agitation for resource control from southern Nigeria. And it was always like, let us appeal to them. It's always war, because it will be rejected by the people that contribute absolute nothing to the money they control the sharing of. So I've listened to these guys, and to them, if it takes their life, so be it. But most importantly to them is that they want to see the people understanding why they are being treated the way they are treated. So that it simply means if they can be treated that way, you can be treated worse once they come for you too. They are just like the shield that some of us possibly have no appreciation for now, until they normalize what is going on in Zamfara, what is going on in Sokoto, what is going on in Borno, until they normalize them in every part of southern Nigeria. And you can't say never. We have seen it. There are victims of kidnappings in Yoruba land. Those who survived it, we have seen them. They've spoken out many times. So which means these are already there. Part of what the likes of Nnamdi Kanu said, they will happen. You don't need to believe me. You don't need to, whatever you want to feel towards me. But don't throw away what I am telling you, because it will come. And when it comes, you will be trapped in it. And you will wish you had stopped it at the infantry, at the early stage. So they want you to know, they want a generation that will be a generation of 1,000, 1 million Nnamdi Kanu, believing in the same spirit of if you don't challenge this, it will never change. And look at the political class from all the political strata of the Nigerian space or political space. So look at all of them. They are all together in cahoot with whatever is going on. Everybody is just waiting for his own turn. So the likes of Nnamdi Kanu, the likes of Oloye Sunday Igboho, if you look at their lives, if you look at their lives, you will realize that these are people who ordinarily should not have anything to do with either Biafra agitation or for the defense of Yoruba land or for Yoruba nation. Igboho has his life. He is not a poor guy and he is not a lazy guy. He has his life going for him uninterrupted until now. He could continue to live his life, live with his family in Germany, come down to the UK to see his family, or even go to he can go to any part of the world and he will stay there as long as he wants. That's how comfortable he is. He could host people in his house every day. God knows how long he's been doing it. And that is very common. In Yoruba land, where you have small money, you become the philanthropist who feed the people. Igboho is in that category. There are people, poor people who goes to his house in that Ibadan every day for whatever they live on. Since this started now, that has stopped. These are people who could live on their own. When you talk about insecurity, Sunday Igboho has his own licensed guns. He is a licensed gun owner. And when DSS paraded what they said they caught, they recovered from his house, they said they only saw 2 licensed guns. And Igboho said, you see this double barrel gun and the other one, those are my guns and they are licensed. I've got license for them. DSS said they have license. He said, you see the rest of all those things they displayed, they didn't get those in my house. Wherever they get them from, they will tell all of you later, that's not from my house. And if we have all of that guns that they displayed in my house, do you really think the DSS will leave the house? That they will all leave that day? They will not call for reimbursement to probably burn down and demolish Igboho's house. You know what I'm talking about? So he's a licensed gun owner. That means before the Fulani or anybody can kidnap him in any part of Yoruba land, at least he will fight. It's not like you and me. You and me will need a police officer with gun, Abi. When the terrorists come, your police officer will be the first to run away. So Igboho could have lived his life, pretend that nothing is happening, like many of you who have the same lifestyle right now. And you blame Igboho for speaking up, simply because he speaking up is the reason why some of you are still able to drive and go to parties in different parts of Yoruba land right now, even though scared, but it is because he spoke up. And at that time, it was really, really helpful. It was, it was helpful. It was like a wildfire. Communities are beginning to put themselves together, defend their communities against any attacks and what have you. It was working, and they stopped it. Now, some of you are going to have to prepare for what is coming, 2022. Good luck if you make it that far. Nnamdi Kanu is a British citizen. Do you know what that means? It simply means Nnamdi Kanu, as a graduate and a professional, IT official, IT person, he could have advanced his career. He could have, number one, becoming a British citizen in our own case, is not something that comes so cheap, especially what it takes to get to that stage. Nnamdi Kanu, his wife, his children, they had a comfortable life in the UK. It could just be like any of you. You know what I mean? When he makes some money, he travels back to Eastern Nigeria. If he wants to live a big man life, he could just come back to Nigeria, pay the police officers that will, put the convoy before him. And he can always attend all your nightclubs, spend money, make name like, this or that, whatever you want to call it. He would have just lived a normal life. So who enjoys the life of being haunted by the criminals in government from a country where the lives of the people worth absolute nothing to them? Who just wake up one day and say, I want to be champion and I want to go and you know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. Something picks them. They give up their life. They give up what really matters to them. Things that many of you are praying to have, they gave them up because they knew that somebody has to. At some point, somebody has to stand up somewhere, somehow, or else we're all doomed. You just wait for your own turn, and when they get to you, boom, they take you away. That's it. We cry, we mourn, we curse, we do nothing after. And we tell God to help us punish those who make life hell for us. Some people gave up everything. And that's the point where I want to make today, in the spirit of Christmas, in the spirit of love, in the spirit of all of you cuddling your family members, all of you reaching out to people you can even speak to on the phone, people you can't touch, but you can talk to them on the phone. I want you to remember the people, these two men. Remember our Moyele Showore that they gave a city arrest to. These are people who could live life normally. They can choose to stay anywhere they want to live in the world. They could pretend like your politicians that nothing is wrong. They don't need you. I mean, your government did not provide water. Your government does not provide electricity. They don't provide good roads or any security for you. But these are people who could provide theirs comfortably, no matter whatever the cost is. But Nigeria is a messed up place, whereby many people, they hate Igboho. They hate Nnamdi Kanu. They hate Omoyele Sowore. They hate everybody who has spoken up or stand up against the system that is going to kill them anyway. They hate them with passion. And then when you ask, what did these people do? What have they done to you? Then you listen to them tell you that it's because of what they said or what they did to their demigods, the criminals, unhealthy, old, haggard criminals that many of them want to grow up to be like. Those are the people they condemn them for. People have told me and they've asked me, Maiyegun, Merry Christmas, Jare, my people. People ask me, Maiyegun, we don't need to break up. And I'm like, okay, what do you think we should do then? We should all come together and work together and make Nigeria great. And I'm like, can you please hear it yourself? We should all come together. Is it we, the people, that should come together to make the place work? Or those who have sworn and every day what they do when they wake up, when they go to bed, what they do every day is on how to destroy Nigeria. And that's what they do every day. Their actions, yes, their actions. Come together. How? They've taken away your right to choose those who lead you genuinely. They've narrowed your opportunity. They've narrowed your choices down to two criminal political parties. And they tell you to just hope for the best. Pray if any of them love you and they do something right. They've taken away your right of choice. You can't take power away from them. The system is rigged enough to ensure that you will never have such power to take away that away from them. So how do you come together? They should come together. Are they not together? Their togetherness is what brought us to this level. But if we break up, what is going to be the next thing? You decide. Do you want to live in a country that is same like as Nigeria when you break away from Nigeria? I bet no. The criminals won't change the system. The system is not working. The consequences of it still existing is monumental than you can imagine. People die that shouldn't die. And those who are dying that shouldn't die, because you can hear me right now, is because you haven't been killed. It could be you tomorrow. You will never hear me again. And that's what Nigeria is. So they just discovered oil in Bauchi and Benue. And Gombe. Listen, many of us have been saying the reason why they are scared to restructure Nigeria so that everybody can manage their affairs. All right? So that the politicians in Yoruba land, for example, they will no longer have excuse. It's because of the money they gave to them in Abuja. That is why, because of the money, it's not enough. That's why they are unable to build roads. They are unable to build electricity for you. They are unable to build schools for your children. They are unable to pay your doctors, pay your teachers. They are unable to keep you safe because whatever they give to them from Abuja is what they get. The criminals in power are scared that if they let the people protect themselves regionally in the process, in the name of a state police, they may decide to break away from Nigeria. And if they break away from Nigeria, the northern Nigeria will lose a lot of money. The money they steal that doesn't even get to their people in the first place. So all of these things are the reasons why they have to force Nigeria together by all means. Those who are working together, Hausa, Fulani, Igbo, Yoruba, Ijo, Ishekiri, and the rest of everybody, where they work together. Now, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. What united them, what brought all of them together is simply because of the largesse they get when they collect all the rents all over the place, mostly paid by the southern Nigeria. Now, they found oil in Gombe and the Bauchi. That's a good news. It's a start. So the Yorubas should begin to realize now, especially the Yoruba political class, and some of you who probably have no clue of what is going on. But when they push you here, you are pushed. When they push you there, you are pushed. This is a chance for those who call themselves the Yoruba political class and the traditional rulers, Obas, political Obas, and the rest of them, to begin to think Yoruba now. Think Yoruba. To the Igbo politicians, you have to begin to start thinking Biafra first. Biafra first. You see this story of landlocked Eastern Nigeria and what have you. Yeah? If a referendum is conducted and the people of Niger Delta say they don't want to be part of Biafra, so be it. They are big enough to be their own country too. In Igbo land, you have your water, you have all of your resources, everything they find everywhere in Nigeria, you have them in Igbo land. You have your oil, you have your gas, you have your timber, you have your coal, you have your granite, you have your gravel, you have I'm not sure if you have iron ore. I've not read about that, but you do. You should have that. Everything, every other part of Nigeria you have, okay? So which means if they say people cannot come to Onitsha in Biafra, people can come to Onitsha through sea. Tell them you can build the best and the biggest airport the world will see, and they will respect right there in the heartland of Igbo land. If people know if they come by road, they can come by here, and most will prefer to even come by here, right? Think Biafra first. The generation that will think Biafra first should begin to think it now. They don't find oil for Gombe. They don't find oil for Bauchi. The rest of what they will do to Nigeria is to loot and continue to destroy that industry for you. The oil that is gluing Nigeria together, they will ruin it, wreck it. So when they are done, then they will go back and say, oh yeah, let us divide Nigeria. Are you with me? They will be, you see, it is good. Somebody said Nigeria is going to break up in the next 10 years. Nigeria can't hold up much longer. In the next 10 years, Nigeria will get to that point of let's part ways. And I'm beginning to believe it. Now, oil money they hold Nigeria before, free money from the south. So if they found their oil, as they have said they have found oil, and they have used your money from the south, paid for the drillers in the north, so finally they found found two, not just one. So they will begin to think northern Nigeria now. They will begin to, Buhari said, the political power that is being wielded by the Niger Delta people can no longer walk again. They can no longer threaten them, threaten the north with oil money. Are you with me? Because they have found oil in Bauchi, they have found oil in Gombe. Good news. So don't hate them for it. Remember when they were first drilling, what they found when they were first drilling after spending almost $1 billion to find water. Instead of them to now just use that water for irrigation, they were looking for oil. They found water, $1 billion water. Bless them, block them, go another place. God knows how much they spent. They said they have found oil now. True or false, in the next 10 years, Northerners are going to begin to agree with you that May will break up Nigeria. May will break everything up. So that is why I believe so much that they sacrifice the likes of Oloye Sunday Igboho Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the misunderstood of today, they will become the hero of tomorrow. That tomorrow that they think people say tomorrow may never come, that tomorrow is almost here. So as you consider, as you enjoy with your families today, just remember all these key points and remember that all because they spoke up, all because they stood up for you and me, even if we won't appreciate them directly. That is why they won't be sitting right now, cuddling their own family members, cuddling their own children, marrying with their family, and then, other relatives and what have you. So remember this. So when Nigeria think they win, remind them that they can't win. You can't win when you have power through injustice, or you are keeping that power through injustice, the blood of the innocent, and what have you. You will never win. You see, these guys, I want you to have them in your mind. Keep them in your mind. Keep them in your prayers. Remember their family members. Remember what they sacrificed. Remember those who died. Remember those they are still killing on trumped-up charges, lies, trumped-up charges that have no legal backing. Most of the people they killed them and took their bodies away. They put acid on their body, shred them and bury them in shallow graves. They are committing, crimes against humanity. These guys are committing war crimes in Nigeria, ethnic cleansing, and so many other horrible crimes. It's just because they want to silence the people who have decided to never keep quiet. They have decided never to keep silent. They don't want to hold on to their pains and pretend why they, keep the pains in and then, put on the smile. They don't want to keep living in that denial. Now they are being hunted down. They are being killed. The real terrorists that prompted the people to stand up, the real people, the real terrorists that have spread the fear. And in fact, the terrorists that have attracted international attention, international warning, coming from the CIA in America, telling us that the southern Nigeria is on the verge of being invaded by terrorists from Libya, Chad, Niger, and all these places. And Abuja, the federal capital of Nigeria, and some other places are going to face serious attacks starting from 2022. They warned us, they told us, then people rose up and said, let's defend ourselves. We will never be part of this. And Nigeria turned their weapons on them. They turned their war weapon on them, while the terrorists continue to have a field day. And this is not something you should let anybody change your mind on. They kill people for what they shouldn't. They hunt people down for why they shouldn't. And they take glory in that. They marvel in that, and they feel good in that. And you are left confused why they do it. Why? Some of you are confused about that, but I'm telling you now, you shouldn't. They did it on purpose. They're keeping their power on blood, on the blood of innocent people, and that's innocent people that die. Yeah? For those who have died, and those that are still going to die. That could be you and can be you. So when they push all those deaths out, when they push all those narratives out, just never forget, these men could have had an easy life that some of you probably would love to have, right? But they left all of that to challenge a murderous regime, the regime that will kill terrorists, right? And then reward terrorists. That will kill activists and then reward terrorists. That system, that government is the government they are facing. And that government, what happened to them can happen to you in a different way. So we must continue to demand for their freedom, unconditional freedom. The Benin Republic government is now part of the whole trio of horrible African countries that takes advantage, or let me say that takes advantage in their known human rights abuses in Africa. Talon of Benin Republic is holding Oloye Sunday Igboho without any charges. That means that is illegal. You can't hold somebody a citizen of another country. You can't hold him when he's not in any way participating in any illegal thing in your country. You hold him and you lock your courts. You stop the legal team from having access to the court. We couldn't take, you couldn't sue them or anything. That is illegal. That is illegal detention, right? They went to Kenya. With Kenya, they lied to the authority in Kenya. An authority in Kenya that is led by Kenyatta. Kenyatta himself has been indicted he's been indicted there for war crime, where they've done ethnic cleansing in Kenya because of election as well, right? So terrorist government in Nigeria contacted the terrorist government of Kenya, and they said, Nnamdi Kanu, if you see Nnamdi Kanu in your country, he is in your country to come and see the Al-Shabaab, a terrorist organization known in the axis of Kenya. Now, the Kenya authority took Nnamdi Kanu in. They took him in, and then for 8 days, tortured him. And they found out that he had nothing to do with any terrorist group or what have you. But they wouldn't let him go because Nigeria is involved. Nigeria set up that trap, that falsehood, and Kenya, after finding out, they still played along by kidnapping Nnamdi Kanu and sending him back to Malamu in Nigeria. That is also illegal. Then he got to Nigeria, it's 6 months ago, right? Yet, Nigeria is yet to present their case against him, while they continue to kill innocent people in eastern Nigeria. You see all of these things, 2022, we should be on the side of those who are on our side, even if you don't really agree with them. That's the point. In the spirit of this Christmas, in the spirit of the Yuletide, I want you to remember them in your, should I say prayers, or keep them in your minds. They are not there by their own choosing. They are there by the struggle that chose them. That struggle could have chosen you. Could have chosen anybody as well, right? Or it could have killed you. In a way, we should keep them in mind. And I just thought I should share that with you today before I go. I'm going to come back later where we can have, phone in, possibly, just have some kind of a Christmas chat as well. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching me on Facebook, YouTube, wherever, just like the video before you go. And I'm going to see you later this evening. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà gbówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa bí. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ẹ̀.